Okay, we're back at it again because, well, somebody posted a nice thing about alignments, and I just wanted to chime in on my perspective as a game master this amount of time concerning alignments. It seems that the breaking down of the law, neutrality, chaos, good, neutral, evil, is being looked at in maybe too cosmologically deep in the perspectives, because one, it starts off with the game master's interpretation, so it all boils down to what the game master says. So if the game master isn't calling into question alignment stuff, then it's really a moot point. It's really the game master's way of running the game. However, what I've done over the years is just look at the way of taking law and chaos as being either group-oriented or self-oriented. And the good and evil can also then be based off of that, with neutrality facing in the middle of nothing in particular. It's the neutral section where it's more of a blend. Much like in my campaign, I have 3 different types of druids: white, gray, and black. The white being neutral good, the black being neutral evil, and true neutral being the gray, because they each have an outlook of a different perspective of the group orientation of the good, being that the neutral good druids affect communities and help communities that have reached into the wilderness and are changing the wilderness into agricultural type settings and move along that direction. True neutral ones are following tenets of the wilderness and so forth, and making it the pristine wilderness that they wish it to maintain. The neutral evil ones, being the black, are really in it for themselves and their power base that they can, as a group, pervert nature to and grow that way. So when you look at the perspective of what alignments do, always ask if it's central or in moving forward. As things are in your campaigns or developing as you're game mastering, as you make your style, you will then be able to say that, so that chaotic evil is the most central section of the person's alignment, that they are so self-centered that they will only look out for themselves. Chaotic neutral won't hurt anybody per se, but they're more selfish than all the other alignments. As people talked about a coat, a lawful good person wouldn't necessarily give the person their coat if it was cold, unless there was extenuating circumstances. But at the same time, they might take their traveling blanket out of their bedroll and give it to them so they can stay warm while they're talking to them and find out why they're naked in the cold, and to find out that maybe the person is actually a were-rat that got caught away from wherever after a werebear or whatever, a were-creature that destroys the clothing as they run around, and got caught out. And so that leads to an encounter. So as you can see, lawful good is not necessarily stupid or overly generous. It's more a matter of they follow the law, that is for the greatest of the good, for the greatest number of people per se maybe, or they're just following the thing. What happened in one instance with alignment was I wanted to play a paladin with this one group, but I knew that as soon as I did anything, I would get stripped of my paladinhood. So what I did was I designed a fighter cleric and followed all the paladin rules. I limited my my number of items, gave to charity, was pious, and did all this other wonderful stuff. And we capture people and we're taking them back as the other PCs wanted to take them back to get the reward. So I've got no problem with that. And then as we're getting back on the encounter, it turns out that we're attacked by a bunch of wolves. And these people are tied up with their hands behind their backs. And what I started doing was cutting the binds, handing them a sword, and say, trial by combat, if you win, you got your freedom. And pointed them in the direction of the wolves, or the wolves would jump on them because, well, that's what wolves do. And then immediately the game master screamed, I'm stripping you of your paladinhood. You are no longer a paladin. And then I got to look at him and say, I never was a paladin. I'm a fighter cleric. Lawful good. They're doing combat. And then, amazingly, it was never mentioned again. So, like I said, it's all in the matter of how the game master wishes to interpret the alignment and move forward in his campaign on what is what. You can have a Pfeiffer and Grey Mouse or all lawful good campaign if you wanted to, because it falls into that section. Are they stealing for the greater good? Are they helping out the downtrodden by stealing from the evil people? Why not? There can't be paladins doing it, but at the same time, they can, because the game master says it's okay. So, there's a product that I'll put down in my link to Asparagus Jumpsuit, written by Baron Kinsman, great writer, been following him for years. It's a non-specific RPG settings type alignment thing that he just put out today. So it's kind of serendipitous, and since, you know, the Dread Pirates selling games in a new way, that's what I figured I'd post this for too. So hit the link below, visit it up, to Asparagus Jumpsuit and to the page. It's a $5 PDF, really good quality. Check out all his other stuff too. So I'm not going to turn this into a commercial, so any other questions about alignment, I'll be willing to discuss it and have a wonderful time with it. I'm thinking, maybe break it all down into different perspectives. Don't know yet. It's still a new year, and it's time for me to upload and talk to you all again.